Since our founding in Orange County nearly 80 years ago, Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Orange Coast has always prioritized serving our community and ensuring kids have mentors and champions in life. We lead our organization to pursue greatness by providing the best quality program, giving youth access to the resources they need, and implementing systems to ensure our clubs are always innovative, vibrant, and clean. It is the cornerstone of our philosophy that our club members deserve nothing less than what we would expect for our own kids, no exceptions. Our organization exists to respond when our kids need us, and we believe they will need us this year more than ever before. As a leading mentor organization, we continue to execute our mission, even in the most uncertain of times. The COVID-19 pandemic has challenged us to raise our standards to an even higher level with new protocols and strategies for the current health climate. Since the onset of the health crisis, we've stayed up to date on CDC guidelines, consulted with our local health experts, collected feedback from our families, and developed a comprehensive plan that is as much about the health and safety of our mentor professionals as it is about our club members. This plan has been endorsed by Boys and Girls Clubs of America and is now being adopted for use in clubs across the country as a model for safety during this unprecedented time. Great futures start here, and as we navigate new and unique circumstances, we must keep our members and their families' best interest top of mind. We have reworked our programs to support our members even further, both academically and socially. We've placed an emphasis on balancing the battle against learning loss with ensuring our members are engaged and having fun, whether they are with us in the clubs or joining us from home for virtual programming. We are providing daily online club services for students in kindergarten through middle school, building in academic, social, and physical education through each session. We are also conducting online mentoring services and resources for high school juniors and seniors in our college-bound program, so there is continuity of support as they work toward their college and career goals. This is a critical time in these students' academic careers, and we have to ensure that this crisis does not affect their chances of moving on to higher education and breaking the cycle of poverty through the power of education. We will continue to support our families by partnering with local businesses to provide our community with resources such as food, fresh produce, books, and laptops. By joining forces with our partners, we are able to direct resources to those who need them most. We know that these extraordinary times present unique challenges and hardships to our communities as a whole. And as we look to the future beyond the immediate crisis, we see even greater need and demand for our clubs, programs, and services. We continue to serve the needs of our members and families through the ongoing support of our dedicated staff and volunteers, board of directors, and collaborative partners. We remain steadfast for our kids, their futures, and our community, today and every day, We will do whatever it takes to ensure our members are equipped to pursue greatness. And we are grateful for your support in ensuring our youth have the tools to navigate this unprecedented time successfully. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Robert Santana, CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Orange Coast.
On behalf of our Boys and Girls Club family, we miss you and we hope you're doing well. These are difficult times, and as we look at the future and what our communities will need, it's important that we think about what we've learned over the last several weeks. We've learned about our strength and our resiliency as a community. We've learned that these harsh times are also a time for people to step up and do the right thing. We want to thank every donor and every volunteer who has helped support our mission over these last several weeks as we have evolved and continue to innovate the way that we serve our communities and our families. Our leadership breakfast every year is an opportunity for us to see you face to face, to celebrate the impact of our year, and more importantly, to share our vision for the year ahead. This is certainly a different format, and we miss seeing you in person, of course. You know, this event is always an opportunity for us to share with excitement what we've been able to do and to show you how our mission has impacted the community. And while this is certainly a different format, the story is still the same. Our Boys and Girls Club has stepped up like never before. And while the start of this year looked very different as we unveiled all of our new facilities, rolled out new initiatives and new partnerships, with excitement, we introduced more 3D printers and drones and esports. And through this crisis, we certainly have had to pivot. But what we've been able to do over the last several weeks, as families have changed and as their needs have evolved, we have continued to be the organization that people can count on during difficult times. This crisis has inspired not only our organization, but several others in our community to change the way that we look at our role in the community because the needs of the community have changed with us. You know, it's times like this that we reflect about what's important, the relationships that we have, the people that we connect to, those people that we miss. And everyone is experiencing this crisis through a different lens. But collectively, I know that we can all look back at this time, and of course we're going to think about the stress and the anxiety and all the harsh times that we've gone through together over these last several weeks. But as we look back at this period in time, we'll also think about how we stepped up and how we thought about others and how we were able to evolve and respond to the needs of our community, and whether that was delivering foods to families that were vulnerable, or that was getting laptops to kids that didn't have technology in the home, or us working with our school partners to ensure that we're supporting the distance learning that was happening, as school closures interrupted the way that kids were learning. Our Boys and Girls Club was able to evolve and meet these new needs in this community, and we always find what we're looking for. If we look for the bad, we'll find the bad. If we look for the good, we will find the good. And as an optimist, I've seen a lot of good, and especially during these last several weeks. To see food banks step up and evolve and adapt to this environment, to see other community agencies completely shift and pivot what they do and how they serve the community is something that has inspired me personally and has had a major effect on our team and how we look at our role in the community. You know, these last several weeks, our Boys and Girls Club has done things that we've never done before. We've quickly adapted to this environment and have shifted and have built the expertise into areas of need that we've never had to respond to. And I'm extremely proud of our organization for not only having the courage to respond, but having the sense of urgency to ensure that families and kids have the support system that they need in order to survive and thrive moving forward. Without understating the impact that COVID crisis has had on our country and our local communities, at some point we're going to look back at this period in time and define it as a short-term crisis that had long-term impact. And that impact is going to be varied. It's going to certainly have an effect on our economy as a country, and depending on our communities, how that affects local business. Every family will be impacted by this crisis in some way or another, but especially in low-income communities. But more importantly, we have to think about kids during this time. As adults, we have certainly felt the stress and the anxiety and the pressure of this crisis, whether it's been through adjusting to new work environments or us as parents understanding how we have to juggle work and home life. But kids process things very differently, and we should be concerned about their mental health and how we can support them through this crisis. This is trauma. We have to understand that the impact of this crisis will affect a child for the rest of their childhood, and these memories that they've formed over the last several weeks can have a major effect on how they grow up to be as adults. What that means for us as a Boys and Girls Club and as a community is that our kids need us now more than ever. We have to understand how to support kids through this difficult time. And while we certainly have more than our share of challenges in front of us, we have to think about what kids need from us. There's the academic piece. The disruption to their education these last several weeks can have a long-term effect on how they grow, how they learn. And we have to find a way, especially this summer, as an opportunity to close that divide, to close that achievement gap, to make sure that kids make up over the summer what they lost in these last several weeks of the school year. We have to partner with our school partners in order to find new and innovative ways to deliver content and learning to kids in this new world. These technologies that we are implementing and the ability for us to connect kids virtually is an opportunity for us to continue to provide all students, no matter what zip code they live in or where they come from, with the resources and the support system that they need in order to grow and learn. On a social and emotional side, we have to understand that this has been a very difficult time for all individuals. We all are wired to want relationships. We crave connection to people, and our kids are no exception. We are social beings, and these last several weeks, people have felt isolated. We need to ensure that our kids understand that they may be away from us, but they're not alone. We are here. They are a part of this Boys and Girls Club. We care about them. We're invested in them, and we will ensure that we do whatever it takes for them to be successful. It's important that we understand that as a Boys and Girls Club, people rely on us. They depend on us. We're an extension of their family. And that's something that we take very seriously. And you, our community, our partners, those that are behind us, that support us, allow us to respond during times of crisis like this. As we look back at the last several weeks during this crisis, and even the months leading up to it, we've been extremely busy. Our leadership team has developed all new strategies so that we can specifically respond to the needs of our families as a result of this crisis. As we look ahead, we have to think about the new challenges that are in front of us, the problems and the issues and the challenges that we haven't seen yet as a result of this crisis. People that have lost a job will have to find new ones. People that were ready to go into the market, our high school graduating seniors that are going to college, will now face an entirely new slate of obstacles in their way. That single mom that needed the Boys and Girls Club for childcare needs us now more than ever. As we look at the needs in the community, they're changing, they're growing. People will need the Boys and Girls Club now more than ever. While we do not know what the school year will look like next year in each of our communities, we do know this: it will look significantly different than any year before. As an organization, we have to continue to be flexible so that as our school district partners evolve and implement these new safety measures, we are there to support families, our schools, our teachers in our new environment. And as every family adapts to whatever changes come their way from their school, they must know that our commitment to them is unwavering, our bond is unbreakable, and whatever they need from us, we will continue to evolve and step up, and that whether that means extended hours, getting more books into the home, us finding more partners to join our efforts so that we can strengthen our families. There's nothing that we won't do to make sure that every family we have the access and the privilege of serving has the resources they need in order to succeed. So I'd like to reinforce something I said earlier. These are difficult times. And as we look back, we're certainly going to think about the anxiety and the stress and the pressure that we felt. But this is also an example of our story of resiliency and strength as a community. Us coming together to serve those that are most vulnerable, those that are most impacted through this crisis, is the story of our Boys and Girls Club. It's the story of us continuing to fulfill our mission, continuing to evolve, and whether it's the emergency childcare services that we offer to healthcare workers and first responders, or it was the food and the laptops and the resources that we distributed to families, or it's the summer program that we're about to launch, and the school year ahead and how we're going to continue to evolve and meet those needs. This is the story of us. You, our community, we, the Boys and Girls Club, coming together to serve those that need us most. We thank you for being a part of our mission. We thank you for being a part of our family. And we hope to see you very soon.